Students, in this lesson, you are going to study in detail about how the Indian soldiers known as sepoys set off a rebellion against the British rule in 1857. But along with them, one should not overlook how the ordinary farmers or peasants took up arms to support them in the fight against British. The real power of the uprising was in rural India. Let us understand the reasons behind the farmers' unrest. At the countryside, the peasants and zamindars were pressurized by high taxes and rigid methods of revenue collection. Even many failed to pay loans taken from moneylenders and lost their lands they had tilled for generations. So the peasants had to face hardship. This economical instability caused anger and distrust among the peasants. At military level also, there were reasons for discontent among Indian sepoys. The Indian sepoys were deprived of high salaries and promotions. They were unhappy about their allowances. There was high level of discrimination between Indian and British soldiers. Some of the new rules violated their religious sensibilities and beliefs. For example, there was a strong belief that if they crossed the sea, they would lose their religion and caste. Neglecting this belief, in 1824, when the sepoys were told to go to Burma by the sea route to fight for the company, they obviously refused to follow the order, though they agreed to go by the land route. Still, they were severely punished. Further, in 1856, the company passed a new law which stated that every new person who took up employment in the company's army had to agree to serve overseas if required. So, the religious Hindu and Muslim Indian soldiers found these laws very repressive. At society level also, there were various reasons for distrust. For example, during this period, British came out with various reforms in the form of laws. Law to stop the practice of sati or law to encourage the remarriage of widows. These laws were good, but many Indians began to feel that the British were destroying their religion, their social customs, and their traditional way of life. Somewhere after 1830, even company allowed Christian missionaries to function freely in its domain and even own land and property. The job of missionaries to spread the Christian religion. In 1850, a new law was passed to make conversion to Christianity easier. This law allowed an Indian who had converted to Christianity to inherit the property of his ancestors. Even English language education was actively promoted. So, Indians saw this law as a weapon to convert Hindu and Muslim to Christianity. So there was anger, frustration, unhappiness, unrest among the people for the foreign regime at political level, at religious level, at economical level, at social level, and at military level. So students, in next part of this lesson, we are going to study who initiated this revolt. But before that, please read the first 3 pages of your textbook. Thank you so much.